Oh, hey, I'm not starting soon for some reason. Hello, folks. We'll be right with you in a moment. And welcome to Meet the Polymaker. I am your host, Joel, or Polymaker Joel in the Discord. Welcome in, everybody. We are here with yet another episode of this crazy ongoing show. 45, I think episode 45. But before we get started, let's I gotta remember, always mention this first. I am awesome in chat. Type that in there. That's going to enter you for a chance to win a spool of filament at the end of the show. So get that put in there now. I'll give you one last chance if you're lazy, you weren't paying attention, you fell asleep already, 30 seconds within the show. But we'll remind you one more time before we draw at the end of the show. But in this show, we do talk about 3D printing news, maker news, and also share prints from our Discord on our Show Off Prints channel at discord.polymaker.com. Anyone is free to share there, and yeah, you might be showcased on the show. But we also, I don't want to say end the show, but the big part of the show, the biggest part of the show is of course meeting the next Polymaker. Whether it be somebody that does laser, CNC, 3D printing, majority of 3D printing. That's what a lot of us love to do. This week is no different. There's two faces that'll be on this screen that you'll meet that you've probably seen before. You might also already follow them, watch them, but we'll get to meet them a little bit later here. Until then, let's start with the news. And first up, we're going to talk about healing some bubble butt. This is going to be Onyx green sea turtle named Charlotte, who received some damage from a boat accident that caused her to have or suffer from positive buoyancy syndrome, which is also known as bubble butt. Basically, it creates an air pocket inside there, doesn't allow them to go down under the water, therefore they can't feed, and they're just stuck in. They're also vulnerable to prey, being stuck at the top surface of the water or land, which they don't survive super long there. So what happened is Georgia Sea Turtle Center actually cared for Charlotte, and it's a him, which is Charlotte for a him. I thought was weird, but to each their own. It's a turtle. He can be named whatever he wants to be named. But they cared for him until they went and contacted Mystic Aquarium in Connecticut, and a team there actually had started a rescue project that took inspiration from a high school student who developed a weighted belt for the positive buoyancy syndrome in turtles. So they took that idea, ran with it, of course, with 3D printing, fabricated a belt specifically made for the shape, size of the turtle to allow her to sink in the water. So this is, going to help her have a much longer life, be able to be back out to the wilderness, or even live in a habitat where she'd still suffer by not being able to go underwater. So this, they actually received help with the final design from designers from New Balance, the shoemaker, and also a team from Formlabs. Thought this was cool. We've actually seen a community member, well, not community member, now an employee of Polymaker, Pete, had actually done a 3D scan of a tortoise for, I believe, his grandma that was missing some part of a shell, and created a shell kind of replacement for it. So kind of cool to see these things going into effect and different uses, whether it be a weighted belt to go underwater, or a shell just for further protection for chunks of shell that are missing or fell off due to some type of disease. So again, always cool to see how different minds think of different solutions to so many problems, especially when it includes 3D printing. Next up, we're going to talk about HyperX, which you're thinking, why are we talking about a gaming mouse on Meet the Polymaker? And that makes no sense. Are we going to start streaming games? No. Unless you're in our hangout and, me, Pete, Adam, a few other people might be playing occasionally. But this is because HyperX is coming out with their Saga and Saga Pro gaming mouse with a customizable magnetic modular component or components with 16 different configurations. They're going to be wireless. They're going to have RGB. And the biggest thing, you see kind of the parts here, like I said, you have 16 configurations, but they are also going to release 3D printable components that you can print, whether certain material, certain color you want. But those files, release those files to the public, and those are open source files. That means you're going to be able to customize them, modify them how you see fit, add a logo, add a design, add a indent into it for a thumb, whatever it might be, but it's going to be for the shell, the side buttons, of course the top shell. So there's a lot of different configurations. It's going to be interesting to see because we've seen the customizable mouse kits from like Bamboo, and they're fun. They look nice. Some of them feel really good, but they're just a very, very cheap mouse. HyperX does make very good mouse, gaming mouse, mooses. but it'll be cool to see what people come up with on their own design, and just to see different colors and everything else. And when we see it in professional gaming, watching some streams, I wouldn't be surprised. Next up, we're going to talk, we usually like to try to talk positive news here, but I figured I'd mention this more so to make people aware. If you 3D print benchies, it's still a thing. It's still fine. You can 3D print as many benches as you want, but you might see some of your favorite remixes disappearing from the sites. This reason being is this benchy file has actually always held a Creative Commons by ND 4.0 license, which allows no derivatives, no remixes. They've never enforced it. Creative Tools, who designed this file, of course, specifically for calibration and just an overall fun print, they have been acquired by NTI Group recently, likely due to that acquirement, I guess. They've chosen to now enforce those licenses. So they are having removed remixes, so different versions that you see of modifications, unless it's a whole different benchy design, but any derivative or remix of this, I would download now if you have a favorite, because they are going away, because they've technically always been against the licensing. It's just now being enforced. So you can't really get mad at the company that decided to enforce it. It's always been there. It was just never, never went after. But just more of a heads up rather than a negative part of that is get your benchies now while they're hot, because they might disappear. Next up, we're going to talk about the Creality High, their latest multicolor 3D printer. I think we're in the realm of this year of most printers coming with some type of multicolor, multi-material capability. The Creality High is no different. It's a bed slinger. Might as well compare it to the A1 combo. That's what it is. It's a bed slinger with CFS compatibility. The difference here with being that I use the CFS, it will allow up to 4 CFS systems, where the A1 combo is limited to 1 AMS light. You got 4 colors. This one you can do 16. That makes a difference to some. If you're using that many colors, you're crazy, but I love seeing the prints that come out of it. But this is going to be a 260 by 260 by 300, so it's finally breaking out of the form of the Ender stuff. The Ender 3s are being 225, 235, so a little bit larger than A1, but it's going to be 500 millimeters per second speed, 12,000 millimeters per second squared Excel, all metal body construction, auto calibration, auto bed leveling, etc., all the stuff that we've grown to see. But the combo itself with the 1 CFS is going to run $469, and the high only, so just the printer itself, is $299. Not a bad deal, especially if it prints well. Right now you can set up on their website to be emailed when they go live or they're in stock. I didn't see an ETA yet, so I would imagine maybe within the month since they've announced it, but if you're interested, keep your eyes open for it. And last but not least, we're going to talk about a gentleman by the name of Scotty Allen. Has reverse engineered an iPhone. I couldn't find the model, which one he did, and I can't tell by the pictures of it which one it is, but kind of one of those things of why did he do it? Because he can. He actually took all the components out of an iPhone. He originally started with a block of aluminum and a CNC to make a body and almost like a custom computer, being able to fit the components in there, making sure everything fits, and then created CAD files, which are available on his Patreon to people. If you want to 3D print your own basically interior shell, which will be then the back of the phone too. So then you can change up the material, you can change up the color, you can customize your iPhone. Not for the faint of heart. I've taken apart some iPhones, replacing screens. If you enjoy DIY and very small ribbon cables and everything else, more power to you. I'd be interested to see if you do it. Show them off on the Show Off Prints in our Discord. It'd be interesting, but again, it's just one of those things. It adds color. It does add functional customization also, as he worked on an older version where they removed the headphone jack. A lot of people love the headphone jack, and he actually modified that file, so then it had the jack in there. Of course, then there is the know-how of soldering a jack to wear on the board. He made it work. Again, not for the faint of heart, but if you like to mess and like to really tinker, have at it. I'd love to see what you come up with. But that is it for the news. And now we're going to head over to the community highlights on the prints. I need to come up with an actual title for that. I say it every single show and I still don't come up with it. But all these prints are shared by our community at discord.polymaker.com on our Show Off Prints channel. And first up, we have a print that was printed by Bearded Printer. It was also modeled by Bearded Printer. It is available on Things. It is the floating D20. Not only are the color choice on this just beautiful, that contrast to that red with what I believe to be, I think it's Neptune, I guess maybe Neptune. It doesn't look dark enough for Neptune, but the light can kill it. Could be Mercury even. But either way, amazing colors. It looks like a darn near perfect print. The other thing cool about this, where you're thinking, where's the floating at? He's integrating a handful of designs that use the levitating base. That is one of the maker kits through Bamboo Lab. So this is, the die, it's hard to tell in the picture. It is floating. So it's one of those things you kind of spin it and it would just stay levitating and floating. So just a very cool print. And, if you go to the things, I think he might link it on there, or maybe he'll link an Amazon version of the kit. But download it now. Next up, we have a print by Hadron. This is the kids' Crocs shoes. It is designed by Makerverse, available on Maker World, and this is a TPU shoe. We've seen a few of them. I always enjoy seeing them. This is the first time I've seen where I don't think it was planned, but he ran out of the black, therefore he had to go to clear, and just kind of caused a cool little transition, a cool design. So sometimes the unintentional are the most beautiful, and this I think turned out great. I did not get a chance to reach out to him of how well they hold up or how comfortable they are. They're kids' shoes, so I would imagine he printed them for his kids, unless he is a very small man of stature. And if that's the case, that's okay. I just want to know how well they worked. And you might be in chat, so feel free, Hadron, if you're here. How did those shoes feel comfort-wise, and how they're holding up so far? Next up, we have a print by Jeff H. This is the mini roadie dumper, and this is by 3D Sets. This is something I actually learned just researching this model. 3D Sets is a website, 3dsets.com. They have a lot of cool models like this, and it's the full set. And this is, it looks like a commercially produced toy. And the colors, awesome. Love the pop green. But again, just a very clean print, very fun. And there is a lot of models. I did not go through the whole catalog, but check it out, 3dsets.com. This is not a paid sponsorship, but from the looks of it, looks cool, and definitely you can get a good outcome with it. I don't know if it's full build or what it is, but have at it and see what you think. Next up, we have a print by Pezliz, and that is going to be a model named Fluffy Birds Robin by Alchemic Matter, I think. Yeah, something like that. It's only available in things. And another neat thing about this is you do not have to have a multicolor printer. These parts are all actually sectioned in pieces and snapped together. No glue required. It almost looks like they have, no pun intended, a dovetail type connector between all the pieces. So feel free to download that on things, print it out in the most awesome colors you can think of, and share them in our prints, our shelf prints. And last but not least, we have Tracksman 25 with another big print. Him and Frankenby, I think, compete back and forth on who can print big things. This time he's went with a Cali Dragon, and if he's in chat, I don't have it pulled up with the Discord, I think 750% scale. This is done on his tool changer, so that's he doesn't have a waste basket behind it full of poop. All he has is that tower and of course the support material, and this came out beautiful. The colors look great, and just the overall print, awesome quality. The tool changers do amazing work with the multicolor stuff, and way faster. I think this was a 20-hour print, and just came out awesome. And again, this Cali Dragon is designed by McGuire, available on printables, and I think actually really available throughout all the different repositories. So if you're interested in trying that out, since the benchies are disappearing, go download yourself a Cali Dragon and print it off. But that is it for all the prints. Again, if you have your own print you want to share, go over to discord.polymaker.com. You'll see our channel. It says show off prints. Share it there. When you post it, you cannot do text afterwards in that channel, just to keep it not congested. But when you post it, add information of the link where it's at. If you want to share the filament you used, maybe settings, anything that might help somebody that sees what you printed and it says, hey, I really like that, what is it? They can they have the link right there, and it also helps me when I do the show because then I can link it right away. So but yeah, just always share that, because like I said, a lot of times it inspires somebody to see something you've printed and then they don't know where to find it or what it's called. And nowadays there's 1.5 million models out there, so it's hard to track down some of these without being told precisely where to go. But that is it for the show off prints. We are going to break for commercial, and after that we'll be back with our next maker of the week. See you in a moment.
Imagine owning some of the best songs about 3D printing this Discord has to offer. Polymaker presents 3D Printing Hits by Silverback and Little D, the best renditions of some of the greatest hits of all time. Hits like Hallelujah. Polly Smooth Criminal. All that she wants is another printer. Print away.
There you go. Print away.
Still the TD1. All about that bag, no stabbies. And Polyman.
It's a file tonight. We're all in the mood to see it extrude, 'cause you've got your printer tuned right.
Reserve your CD today with a special TV offer by going to polymaker.com and paying $39.99. Have your credit card ready. Seriously though, this music was a joke. Go buy some Polymaker.
This is Polymax PLA, the toughest PLA in the world, and today we're gonna put that to the test. I printed this very mechanical model and we're gonna drop it from the 12th floor. You heard me well, the 12th floor. Let's go! Ready for the first drop in 3, 2, 1. Whoa, that's crazy! Not even a scratch! Let's go and check it closer. Not even a single scratch. I dropped it again from the 12th floor and still not a single scratch. Buy your Polymax PLA right now!
Performance may vary depending on usage, individual factors, and external conditions. Individual result may vary, not a guarantee of specific outcome. Consult your professional before use. See website for details and limitations. Use responsibly.
Have you had bad customer service with your filament provider? Have you ever gotten a bad spool and never got a response when you emailed the company? Well, that won't ever happen when you reach out to Polymaker. Some people say that no company cares about you. Wrong. 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 If you never got a response after emailing a company that you've worked with in the past, you may be entitled to better customer service. We at Polymaker pride ourselves on good customer service, and we won't ever keep you waiting for a response. Email us now at support@polymaker.com and we'll get back to you within 1 business day. We'll fight for you.
And welcome back, everybody, to the show. For those that don't know, did you know some of those commercials are community submitted? And you can submit your own commercial and possibly receive a $100 voucher from Polymaker for Polymaker filament. So head over to our commercials channel on our Discord if you're interested. It does not have to be a high production. Obviously, you've seen, we had fun with it. Community members have had fun with it. Spoof some commercials, just have a good time, enjoy it, submit it, and if we use it in the show, one time, if we use it multiple times, you don't get $100 every time, but as soon as we use it the first time, you get $100 in filament. So the rules for the commercial format and everything are in the commercial channel, and you can always reach out to me or anybody in the Discord if you have any questions or recommendations, or just want some input. So with that said, we are now here to meet our next makers, plural. So without ado, let's go over and meet Leemerie 3D. How's it going, guys and girls?
How are we doing?
Pretty good. Pretty
Not
good.
too bad. Trying to stay warm.
They're my neighbors, right across the state line. So we unfortunately share the same weather.
Yes.
Yes, we do. It's been very cold and snowy here, and it's not great.
Yeah, we're ready for even just spring at this point. We don't
Yeah.
require the 80 and 90 degree. Just give us 50 at least.
Yeah, I'd be happy with 50. Yeah, absolutely.
Also, like, why do we get more rain, I feel like, in winter than we do in spring?
Yeah,
We've gotten a lot of
That's
rain
true.
too.
luckily,
been
it
very-
hasn't been too many times yet that it's frozen over and we've had that nice
Right.
black ice all over the place. But
Yep.
now that I mentioned it, guess what we're having
Yeah.
tomorrow? Changes on a whim. Now, for those that don't know who you are, that have not seen you on YouTube, tell us a little bit about both of yourselves and what you guys do.
Someone said we're just a little bit loud, so you might need to adjust us
Oh,
down
I can
just
adjust
a little
down.
bit. It's
I
not
know it
mine.
came in hot, so I don't know if I adjusted it down already. Are they still loud?
Okay.
Are we still loud, everybody?
I'll turn it down a little
Nice
bit to
now. Layer
match.
by layer. Said nice
It's
now.
not nice now. Okay, cool. Yeah, I seen
Thank
it
you.
peak as soon as it came in, so I turned it down.
Okay.
There we go. It's
Yeah, I
okay
just wanted
now.
to clear that up.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we're Leemerie 3D. My name's Jeremy. This is Keela, my
Mm-hmm.
wife. We do 3D printing and print all kinds of different. She prints a lot of fun stuff. I print the boring stuff. I print a lot of parts and
Depends
stuff
who you're
like.
talking to.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true too.
Depends on the crowd.
Exactly.
I got into printing. It's been a couple of years ago, I think. Now I bought an Ender 3 Pro, like right.
Start where a lot of us did. Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I had it probably for I don't know, like a month or something like that. And I modded it out every possible way I could, and then I found Boron, and I just started building printers. So
So you
we
just
ended up-
jumped head first and went in. Just started.
Yeah, I
paddling.
built 1, then 2, then 3, and then I built us out of our house into this house.
did.
So and then we're in a shop, a detached garage here, out in the country now. So we got plenty of room to do all kinds of
Play.
things.
to
Yep.
expand now. Yep.
Yeah.
He had, I think, built 4 Vorons in our old house. Ended up actually
4.
started putting them on my kitchen counter, and I was like, nah.
This is not
Um,
gonna work.
And then moved them into the laundry room where he had 3
Yeah, that was my print
2.4s.
shop.
And then from there, he decided to put one by my bed, and I was like, no, like, we cannot do this.
Yeah,
Did those VOCs while you sleep.
Yeah, all night long.
Yeah, she didn't like that one too well. No.
So I was like, okay, we need to start looking for a house, and found this one, which was perfect because it had like the 2-car detached garage, which is what we're in,
Yeah.
and then there's the 2-car attached garage for, like, you would think vehicles, but no, just more of Jeremy's
More
stuff.
tools and
Yeah,
stuff.
no, my wife is on me quite often about moving stuff out of the garage so she can park
Yeah.
in it. Of course, living in Ohio, you guys know the thing. You have to scrape
Yeah.
your windows out and all that. So it's
Yeah.
like, just let me park in the garage.
Exactly.
I've cleaned it out probably twice.
and I
and
probably
she
more
parked
than
in
that.
it probably about 3 times. And
Yeah. Mhm.
and then
Yeah.
it gets, I mean, honestly, I need some shelving in there because everything is just kind of stacked around in different
Yeah.
spots.
I'm in the
We
same
also-
boat.
We
Yeah.
remodeled a lot in our house too, so we kept
Yeah.
buying new tools, and like it just
Yeah,
tile
you
and
got to buy a
everything, so-
tile saw. You got to buy now I've got tools
whole
for
kit.
everything. That
Well, you save yourself. That's what I tell my kids is they are learning a little bit of every skill because you save yourself
Yeah.
thousands upon
Yeah.
thousands
Oh,
of
yeah.
dollars just
Yeah.
doing it yourself.
definitely.
that tile was not fun to do.
Oh, yeah.
I'll say
Yeah.
that one
Pass
wasn't a
on
fun
that.
one. We put like, when we moved here, it had electric heat, so
Mhm.
we got a propane tank and had it set out here. We put our furnace in and HVAC. We did all that ourselves.
Oh, nice.
It was
Hey,
a
you
big
went really
job.
in.
It was a really big job. I think it was like 17 vents we had to put in, and it was all in the attic.
Well, out here, there was already a heater, but it was electric, so we ran
Yeah.
propane to this shop to be able to heat it. Utilities are fun.
Yeah.
Summer's not as bad actually because, well, no, vice versa. Summer's worse because these suckers put off a lot of heat.
Yeah.
So the
Oh,
air,
yeah.
the AC is like they're just fighting each other all summer, so that's
Yep.
fun. But the winter is not bad as far as trying to heat
Kind of
it
a little
with all
supplemental
those.
heat from the printers as you're running them. And
Mhm.
This place was like when we moved in here, like this shop was like abandoned. No one had messed with it. The guy that lived here before just like it had a couple lights that were just hanging off. Nothing. It had been not.
It was just an extra space that wasn't utilized.
Yeah, they didn't use it. So we put lights and stuff in it, and I found out real quick that there was only one 20-amp service running this whole thing. So I was like,
that's good for multiple printers.
It's not going to work. After a few printers, it's like printers, computer, air conditioner, lights. You're maxed.
It's a little bit of a load on one circuit.
So I had to run underground power out here, put it on like 100-amp service. We got it all set up, but
right now we have 12 Vorons.
Yeah.
And then we have 2 bamboos, but we just moved those in the house.
Yeah, we got her spot set up for Twitch inside. That was a fun task to do. We're still kind of working on that. So
isn't it all just always a work in progress? I mean,
that's
whether home ownership, the workshops, the streams.
Yeah. Stay busy.
So,
keep run around.
So real quick too, because you talk about you doing streaming now is, of course, you kind of both still do the Leemerie 3D, right?
Yeah.
And then you run the and what's your other Twitch?
Print and Play. It's Print and Play Keela's Way. I have been told to shorten my name because it is really long, and especially when you go to raid, it's and doing shout outs and all that, it's a pain. So didn't really think that one through. So I'll probably change the name.
I think
shorten
she got like what?
You can only do it every 60 days.
Yeah.
So I think I have another 15, 20 days before I can change that.
Yeah.
But we stream Saturdays at noon Eastern time on YouTube for Leemerie 3D, and then Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube.
Yeah.
Doing all kinds of stuff. Right now, he's working on. I saw that you were talking about the 3D sets, Car.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're actually building. Well, I kind of just talk and entertain, keep up with chat.
You're the face of it all, right? You got a face for it.
The front end of the Reaper, anyways.
So he's building, the 3D sets Reaper car.
Yeah, we're doing the Reaper truck. It's pretty cool.
So I didn't know because I didn't do enough research into it when I was finding out where the model was from. Are those a lot of pieces that are glued together, or like how are those kits set up?
I don't think I've ran across anything that gets glued together yet. From looking at 3D sets, the cars look a lot smaller than they are. This is
large.
This is
large and in charge.
The frame of one. This is just a midsection, and it's it's pretty big. So it's going to be a good size. I was thinking, a small little car, but this thing's like more like.
That's a problem a lot of times picture wise, because even like when somebody shares, like say like Traxman, I shared as the Cali Dragon. I can't remember what was one of the other print he had at one point. Was he was showing off, or no, it was Pete, our Polymaker Pete that works for us now, as he did one of those Wexter mini dudes. Well, he printed a big one on his Prusa XL, and coming into the camera, he was holding it, and it looked big, but you really didn't get it the size until you had it in perspective with something else. So pictures, if it's not something that it's like next to a can of pop that or can of soda for those in the South, it's hard to gauge how big those are. I get it all the time now that I go to Houston, is calling things pop. I get in trouble.
Yeah, it's pop, soda, or Coke. Like sometimes Coke is just everything.
Yep.
I've heard in Texas a lot of people call it Coke, but that just baffles my brain. Like, it's not Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Yep. You gotta adjust. Gotta figure it out. So now with your guys' stream, so what do you? I know you kind of do a variety of things. What's your main focus? Is it basically building the Vorons and custom?
Out here we kind of do more technical stuff like building printers or just we're building this out here now.
We just built the box turtle. We got the beta for the LDO box turtle kit and built that.
Back here.
Yeah,
I've been needing this thing for a while.
We've only done the test
press
print on it, so we just got it serialized.
Haven't got
to play with it too much.
What do you guys so far with a short experience with it? What's your experience with the box turtle so far?
I honestly haven't got a chance to even mess with it really. We just got our test print, in our serial for it. And once I got that, really, I just need you to tell me what to print on it. She's the one that tells me what to print. It's like, print this, print that. Otherwise, I'll just print another Voron or something.
You're functional. She's creative.
Yeah, that's right.
There you go.
So I guess with that, the nice thing about that, we did put it on a 350 2.4. So definitely a lot more volume to be able to print things with it. Because I have the A1 and the X1C inside that are all multicolor too. So until I need something like bigger, then I'm like, hey, I need that. Use that.
So now, do you find yourself printing on the Vorons as much as he does, or do you stick mostly to the bamboos just because it's the ease of use?
So like these out here, and they're not running right now, but I try to keep them especially off when we're doing streams and stuff. It's kind of hard to do that, but these mostly run because I work for West 3D as well. I do customer service and stuff for them and a lot of other things.
And she recently started working.
And she is getting ready to start. Yeah.
Probably by no later than February 1st. They have someone that's leaving, so I'll open the spot. So
but
jumping on board.
Other than me working for them, like, officially working from there, we also kind of contract out printed parts. So the printed parts, I'm kind of over the program of that, and then I also assign out orders to other people, and then we do orders too. So she actually is the one that keeps these things running for printed parts most of the time. So she changes them out, packages them up and all that stuff.
So yeah, I play with them a lot. It's just not the fun stuff.
Yeah, it's more the print farm management at the side.
The fun stuff I play with the bamboos.
Yeah.
And now I'll play with that one. Because multicolor is just more fun, obviously.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I did see the fluffy bird that Pez Liz did though. So designs like that you could do on these too. Those are awesome. I love when people design things like that. The kit kiln chunks, they're designed that way too. That are amazing. I've done quite a few of those. But yeah, they're so nice because I can load up like white, red, black, and I don't have to have a multicolor printer. And a lot of people don't have that.
Yeah.
So
those
for
people that don't have multicolor, especially, or for people that's got 27 printers, like this.
Well, I think too, one thing with the AMS, like on the bamboos, is obviously the 4-color stuff's fun, but especially with like the P1Ss and the P1Ps, they don't always come. Well, the P1Ps don't come combos at all. I wish they just had even just a single spool one, because just the ease of loading, be able to just put the spool in and load it, rather than have to feed it around back and then heat up the nozzle, wait for it to feed into. Like, it's just sometimes it's the convenience, and now I think it's become so commonplace for the ease of things. We're definitely spoiled than what it was 3, 4, 5 years ago.
Oh yeah, big time. And they're coming out with Big Tree Tech, anyways. Is coming out with their version of
the Vivid, I think,
VVD or something like that. Yeah, and I'll be excited to try that out because that's pretty cool. Like just pre-made. It's a box turtle basically, or AMS.
Yeah. It's just a commercial.
So you don't have to build.
It's built already.
Yeah. But then I love LVO because you can customize stuff. So you can buy that from BTT, but you don't get to design it and make it your own and play with it, which that's part of the fun, I think. Which is probably why we just having that conversation
in our hangout. I think it was last night. Is I started my 10-year-old and my 12-year-old both 3D print. And I started them both on Ender 3s, and that way they understand how it works and everything more.
Yeah.
And then now of course they have an A1 Mini, and they love that because they don't have to tinker anymore, and they're not big on the tinkering, but they understand the parts and what they do. And I think that's a big thing too. Is even if you don't build 20 Vorons like you do, building one is nice just because then you understand it more, and then troubleshooting becomes a lot easier too, even if it's on a bamboo, because some of that stuff is similar. If it's got this problem, it's probably the same on most other printers.
Yeah, that's definitely true. You get your hands in there and play with it a little bit, you get to learn a little bit more about it and how it helps you when you run across issues, especially too. You're like,
there are always issues.
Because you're never 3D printing. It's not especially not to the point now, anyways, to where you can it's always just going to work perfect. That's just not how it is. Keela knows this.
I was having a fit this morning.
Yeah, she was.
Because I'm like, we all know this. This is nothing new. It's stressful. When your printers don't do what you want them to do, it is stressful. And sometimes you're just like,
especially when you're trying to get something done. That's when they seem to fail the most. Is when it's like I need this done in a day. It takes 12
Yeah.
hours to print. I just need it to do it and work.
Yep.
Well, like I've been printing this here. So Zany Maker Zach, I don't know if you've heard of
Yes.
him.
Yep. He's been in the too.
so
Yep. Does a lot of the big
building,
resin stuff.
Yeah, he's doing all kinds of neat stuff right now, but
Yeah.
he's building a full suit of armor, printing a full
Yep.
suit of armor. And he's doing like medieval weapons and things. And he said if you make a weapon that he'll let you take a swing at him. So I printed
At Remurf.
Yeah. Not just in public while he's walking down the street.
Yeah, don't just go up
right.
and hit
No,
him.
no, that would hurt.
Gotta clear that up.
He's confident that his armor is not gonna you're not gonna hurt
Yeah.
him. He's confident.
Okay.
So I printed. I don't know if you can even really see this, but it's because it's black. But
Yeah, it looks like a handle
it's,
and a chain.
yeah, it's called. I found it from Props Maker. I ended up subscribing
switch
to
it if
their
you want.
Patreon, but it's a Morningstar flail, and
Yep.
I'm like, oh, this is gonna be nice. Because I wanted something. All the guys are building like big axes and swords. I'm like, no, that's too heavy for me. I can swing this thing though.
There you go. So it's gonna have the spike ball on the end of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
So here's
Oh, there
that
you go,
part.
okay.
It came.
Let me see
It's
if
solid
this
though,
works.
so
Hang
you'll
on.
have to glue it.
Let's try this.
I think he create. That's just like up
There
close.
you go. Well, here. Let's try this.
It worked.
You have a few
you
different
go.
There we
angles
go.
there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like this, and then you just glue it. I need some gloop.
There you go.
But I was kind of wanting this to be hollowed out so I could insert like a heavier ball and then maybe pour some epoxy or resin in there
Yeah.
and then like have it really
And
solid.
seal it good. Yep.
Yes, and it adds some weight to it.
I think
But
either
I
way,
keep
it'll be fun.
Yeah.
But I keep having issues with it shifting when it gets to the top because the handle
It
part,
prints.
it has a flat spot,
Yeah.
so it prints
Okay.
straight up and down. But it keeps shifting when it gets up here. So I'm like,
Like, right at the very-
It just kind of
So
moves or
I
something
actually caught
wiggles.
it because it prints on that little tiny spot, and she upsized this too. It was way small,
A
I
tiny
just
one.
make everything bigger.
so it prints like this. And by the time it gets up here, it's already like so heavy. So I need to put some supports on it like this or something to keep it from wobbling because the print head just barely touching it was causing it to wobble like that, or the nozzle.
Yep.
So, yeah,
It's still going to be
Listen,
functional
you
though.
can, you can help me with weapons to attack him. I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see if his armor holds up.
Yeah.
I
I think
hope
nobody
it-
prints any
I
like
hope it
PBS
holds up.
There's a-
weapons.
Uh-huh.
PBS is
It'll
pretty
be-
strong.
He was gonna fill it with pennies. It said.
Yeah, I need something heavy in there. And this is it's ambrosia. What is this? ASA glass filled. So
Yes.
Okay,
they
yeah,
just
so
got
it's got some
that.
strength to it. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Well, actually, this is the second print. The first one I just did like how the designer had like coat or infill, whatever he told me.
Yeah.
And I was able to just go cracked it right in half. So this one has 80% infill and now it's like a lot more
Yeah.
solid.
Solid.
yeah,
Oh yeah, you don't want to
Didn't
swing it
have
all
But
of a
it's
sudden.
sad
just
because
snaps in half.
80, yeah. But then 80% infill and it shifted. Like
yeah.
You just can't win with it.
I do have some Polymaker PACF here that I'm thinking about printing with it. You got any tips on? I've never printed this stuff before.
So I haven't delved into the engineering stuff too much yet because those don't require the high heat, but like PPS I've messed with probably more than
Yeah.
anything. But I bought a printer specifically just so I could print it properly. So no, there's enough people in the chat probably
Yeah.
that do. But
Yeah.
most of the
I'll have to do
recommendations
some-
are pretty good. And like I said, the heats. Yeah, well, I mean, you got 800 printers, so I'm sure you have the temperature range of
Yeah.
a hot end anywhere from
Yeah.
300
I
degrees
got
on up.
I got just put a tube
we
in one
were
of them.
printing
So,
this with the
Oh,
tube,
there you go, yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that'll do fine. I just I may ask a few people about some temp settings and stuff before I just. It's expensive stuff too, so you don't want
You don't
to.
want to waste it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I
Like
said you
we're
have
doing.
a tube on.
Like we're doing.
like
There you
this.
go. Yeah. They said you had a tube on one of the Vorons. With having so many Vorons, do you find yourself using them as a test bed for different things that come out, or do you try to kind of
Yeah.
touch only like 2 or 3 are like your custom ones, while the other ones
Yeah,
are your
Yeah,
workhorses?
it's more like that. Yeah, we've got a couple
Sorta.
that we kind of, play around with more, and then a lot of them, the other ones are just kind of just production, just do their
Like
thing.
they all started with the stealth burner tool head, and like as new ones come out, like one of them has an XOL now. Just put a dragon burner on one, so it's not like just particular ones that we play with. We play with them all.
Yeah, we do.
When it comes to mods and stuff. Normally, how that works is we still have one that has the old cable chain. Like it needs a upgrade. It's our very first
Boron one.
It needs an overhaul. So, but he normally is like, it's printing good, leave it alone.
I don't touch it. If it's a production machine and it's still printing good, I'm not going to touch it until it breaks.
Yeah, once it starts giving us trouble, we're like, okay, it's time to let's see what we can play with on here.
Well, from my experience, I haven't built a Voron myself yet, but experience with enough community members that the ones that do tinker with them, especially when they still work. Tinkering, not all the time, but often leads down a path that they regret. So you might be good on that.
Because you don't, you build it and it's working, and then something new comes out, and everybody's like, "Oh, that looks fun. That's gonna be nice." And then you put it on there. He hates when I do this, but we just put the PZ probe on one of them. We're having issues with it now when it gave us no issues before. So a lot of times you play and then you're like, dang it.
Stuff and
I just want to go back, and then you go back and you still have some type of issue that you caused with something moving something around. So
anytime you change things, and it's this is how it is.
And now for those, I've heard this story. I think on Pezla's real quick. I was going to say is on your name, Leemerie 3D. So what's the story? Of course, that's not being your first name.
It's pretty simple one. Yeah. So my middle name is Lee, and her middle name is Marie. So
and then where'd you go with the 3D thing? What's that
Actually,
mean?
I don't know.
I don't know where the 3D come from. We just pulled that out of thin air.
Random number, random
my daughter
letter
actually
together.
Came up
So
originally, I was gonna call. It was just gonna be him. And honestly, I don't know, for the first maybe 4 months or so of him live streaming, he was by himself. And I was calling him J Lee 3D. And then when
there was someone else, there was someone already with the J Lee though, so we took I didn't do that.
There's a lot of Lees, like Tolling Lee, Daisy Lee, something Lee.
There's a lot of J Lees. Because I was going Jeremy, Lee is his middle name, but the LLC was taken, and we did buy the LLC for Leemerie 3D. Okay. And my daughter actually came up with Leemerie 3D. She's like, "Hey, put your middle names together." I'm like, "That sounds good." So
it does. It works.
Yeah, it worked.
Now, are you maybe going to give her a chance to come up with the new updated name for your channel?
That's idea,
I've asked her, and she's pretty creative, but she keeps giving me long names too. I'm like, shorten it for me, shorten it.
Not seven words. We need a couple syllables.
Yeah. She could probably come up with something. We're at. You got probably a month left to decide. So
if
anyone has any ideas, definitely let us know. We got a Discord server. You can join the Discord.
Congratulations, by the way. 10. Actually, I just looked. You're closer to 11,000 in the Polymaker Discord.
10,800 almost, 10,700 some. Yes.
When did that Discord become the date that it was activated? Let's say. How long have you had it?
Let's see here. So I've only been, I've helped with it throughout all of last year. Officially, of course, around August when I took this over, but. Oh, where is it? I don't remember where to look at now. I want to say it's been because Zombie was in the beginning too, so it was. I want to say 2 or 3 years old.
Okay.
The Pezlas or Zombie, if you're in the chat, you guys know.
She knows. May of 2022, Liz said.
There you go.
Nice.
2022. Yeah. So
not even. Well, no,
not even 3 years this year, so 2.5 years roughly.
Yeah.
I know every time I get in there's a ton of new people. It's hard to keep up with waving to everybody. I don't know if that's possible.
She's one of the people
that. So you do the same thing. I want to do it.
Go hit them.
Every time, and then so I do that too. And when I get a day or two, I miss. It's like and then
how far up there do you want to go?
Well, then I always say there's a couple of regulars that come in the hangout that I've known them long enough. We jab at each other and have fun. Is I yell at them. It's like, guys, will you stop waving at all these new people? Because then what happens is the list is longer that I have to scroll through.
Yeah.
I gotta go find them, click. Especially if I'm like a day or two behind.
And then the pain with that is when you click it, it takes you all the way down the bottom, so you got to scroll back.
It would be nice
Yeah,
if it
that's
was
on
able to
mobile,
do that,
right?
and then you could just go like this
on
and
mobile.
not have to go back up every
Yeah,
time.
I will not do it on mobile because I cannot stand to scroll back up.
Maybe that's my problem.
And then it's
that's
like,
how I do it.
did I just click that one? Scroll back down?
Yeah,
Okay, I
you gotta
did.
go
Scroll back
figure out,
up.
yeah,
No, PC is the way to go on that. But
the struggle is real with that, man.
Yeah, it's been fun, and yeah, we look to expand it. Hopefully even more than double it this year. But it's a good group of people, and continue having new people, and people, designers, makers, just new people all together that are just new to it. The giveaway stream that brought in a handful of new people, and even people that have come into the hangout and talked even. So it's been fun, a lot of fun.
I need to start getting into hangouts and then hanging out with y'all sometime, huh?
Yeah, sometimes
See what y'all up to.
I like to say that typically it's 3D printer related, but there's also shenanigans and honestly just a hangout and chill. It's like just a bunch of friends getting together. It's our own rap festival on a daily basis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's about the best way to put it. But we're coming close to the end here. We'll move to community questions in a moment. So anybody that's got a community question, a question for Leemerie 3D, feel free to ask on YouTube or Twitch. And we will, not the wand jokes again. 211-0311, no. Like, we had Wand Makes from TikTok join the Discord a few days ago. And came to hang out, and it ended up being an hour full of wand jokes.
Oh, no.
Got one shot. It's a wand in a million.
Nice.
It was bad. Oh, there's Zombie Hedgehog. Hey, it's these guys.
Hey, zombie.
Slab stations. Yes, I do have a Mountain Dew. It's Mountain Dew in here, actually.
Give me some Mountain Dew, guys.
Yep, I'm
That's
with you
one
there.
thing I've noticed. A lot of the people, let's say, like from the community that are like in TikTok or on TikTok, they're not on other platforms. I've noticed. So there's a lot of people in the 3D community that literally say, "I don't TikTok," but then you miss out on all these cool people.
Yeah.
Because there's like Akuma is on there.
Matt's a great guy.
Printing, Bensky. I could go on, but
with Chris is
Grady
newer
Meets
one on
World.
there too. And,
there's so many cool people on TikTok that y'all are missing out on if you don't.
Expand. Like I said, that's of course now is my job. It's kind of going through anyway and seeing people. But even before that, I mean, it was scrolling through, and of course, the more 3D stuff you watch, the more it suggests, and the better. But then that's where like the rap festivals I think are so fun because you see the mix of people. It's not just the Twitch guys and just the YouTube guys. It's a mix of everything.
Everybody.
Liz asked how many of our printers have serial numbers. I think all of them except for the Trident has a serial number.
Is there a reason for
that one?
No, the Switchwire doesn't either.
You did the Switchwire.
Yeah,
so
two.
An Ender 3 Pro that is now considered a Voron, so you can serialize it now. With the whole conversion.
Now, is there a reason those two aren't serialized yet, or is it just
no reason? I just didn't do it.
Lazy.
And I'll go. That's it. Lazy. I just haven't. It's not. I have a priority list that's like this long, and sometimes stuff is down low, and sometimes it's up high,
and sometimes it gets shuffled.
She grabs the ones that's down low and throws it at the top.
Yeah.
That's usually how stuff gets done. Is when she grabs it and throws it up at the top.
Says, hey,
I keep
this
him
right here. Do this.
Organized as I can.
She does.
Chaotic.
She does.
It's always good to have that balance, though. The chaoticness and the organization, and obviously you guys it meshes well. And it's led to where maybe you've done a little bit separate, where you do your own streams and kind of some together, some not. So you made it work.
Yeah,
but still need to get the V0 serialized too.
Oh yeah,
that one has a legit excuse because I actually built that one on stream on YouTube, and his sister actually came over a few of those episodes, parts, whatever you want to call it, and helped me a little bit. But I purchased the RGB panels for it, and one of the lights is out, and
one light. I was like, can you not just let it be one light? No, she's got to have it.
It's got to work full.
We got them from West 3D, and they actually had one panel. So Jeremy talked to Civi, and she was like, do you need both sides or just the one? Oh, just the one. Sends them. I go to connect it. I'm like, yeah, but you gave me the wrong side. They're not like
left and right.
They're not interchangeable. Okay, I need that side. So I have two good sides and one bad side.
Just unsolder an LED and solder it on.
He tried.
I tried to do that, and They're so
Nope.
small, man. They're
Oh,
so
yeah.
small. I think I read something about you got to heat like the circuit board up too or something. I tried to do it with the heat gun, and if I messed with it enough, I probably could have got it. But I was like, man,
Yeah.
ain't nobody got time for that.
Yep. It's a lot easier just to buy it.
Yeah.
So Poity actually reached out to Shammy, and he hooked us up, and they're on the way now. So we have 2 new ones on the way. And I also need a screen. So when you submit your Voron to be serialized, you do have to record it like printing. Put your VIN number on there and all that.
Yeah.
So until it like is what I want it to look like, I don't want to submit it yet. It needs to be complete
You want
in
the
my
submission
brain.
to be the
We got
full-
some panels.
full
Actually,
Monty.
panels should be here probably Monday, maybe. I don't know if maybe they might be here tomorrow. I think he shipped them out already.
Might give you a weekend project to do.
Yeah.
That'll be an easy one because you just pop the panels on, all the wires are already there, just plug it in, so and she could
be ready to go.
Tech Deeper wants to know why I always keep breaking stuff on your streams.
I know, right? He does. I've been having horrible time with internet service, like lagging on my stream in the house. But then we come out here and it's fine. I'm like, why?
She's like, I'm gonna start streaming out there.
No, it's not. It's annoying.
Now, Adam actually asked a couple questions. It says, does Lee like building printers or printing better? Do you enjoy the building of or printing?
Building. Definitely
building. And then
building,
and a second one, what printer build is your favorite build?
Out of what was my favorite to build, or like which one's my? I guess this one is my favorite one as far as like
completed,
like finished product.
I think I may have had the most fun, honestly, building the Trident. I like the way the Trident was, the build was for it, but it may have also been
the Ender.
The Ender was fun too.
Is just
different
to
build.
See one of those go from an Ender 3 Pro to that, you're like. Like that doesn't even look the same. It has a stealth burner tool head on now. Like it's just shocking. So to me, that's the coolest one.
Where is my positron?
Oh gosh.
I've heard that story.
We did build a positron too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where is it? Want to show it off or anything?
Trouble. She knows where it's at.
In an airport somewhere.
Somebody's got it. I don't know.
It's in somebody's home, I'm sure, at this point. Yeah.
It's either there or it's got.
Hopefully, it's getting used.
It's got detonated safely at a safe distance, by airport.
The bomb squad took care of it for
you. Yeah. So one of those two things. For people who don't know, we left it on a plane on the way back from Repro.
Cool. I honestly think we left it on the shuttle. So like going from the airport to our car, because we parked at the Indianapolis airport when we went to Maryland for 3D Printopia. And so I think when we shuttled from the airport to our car, we might have left it on the bus or like the shuttle. That's what I think. I don't think it was on the airplane, or I think they would have found it.
Because you were probably carrying around in the case, right? So just another piece of luggage, and you were probably worried about all your big luggage and just didn't even think of. How
That's
soon
what I think.
Did you notice it was missing? Was it not until you got home?
That's funny.
That's bad.
That's the problem.
Like 2 weeks or something?
That's when you know you got a printer problem, okay?
Yeah.
And it was me. He didn't even catch it.
To be fair.
Hold on. I actually asked him, I was like, where's the positron? But in my brain, I'm just thinking, oh, we put it.
It's somewhere.
It's
It's tucked away.
It's somewhere. And then a couple days later, I'm like, let's look for that. Like, it's really starting to bother me now. Like my brain, because I'm very OCD. So things like will go over and over and over in my head.
Yeah.
So we started looking. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like we wouldn't have put it anywhere else. We've looked everywhere. Like we had to have left it. Now, what will be very hilarious is if one day we just find it.
Yeah, I'm hoping
our garage is
lost it, and it just is.
Oh no, it's not here. No, I've looked.
That's wishful thinking.
But she did like the next day we got back. She did say, "Where's the positron?" And my immediate response was, "It's here somewhere."
Yeah,
that was
that's
like
what I get for listening
we left
to
it in the car. I threw it in the garage when we come in. It's here. We'll get it next week. And then we didn't get it next week.
And I assume you probably called the airport and the shuttle service, all that.
Yeah.
Nobody had a clue.
You have to like file an official like lost luggage thing, and I did all that, and then they reported back and said they haven't found anything. They'll get with it's an automated thing, and basically said if they don't find anything within 30 days, they just close it out.
And that's what
yeah.
happened.
Yeah, because I found out, at least with Southwest, there's actually these things here. I thought I left on the plane. Luckily, I don't remember where I found them. But they had, when they find something lost, it stays in that airport for, I think, a couple days or a day or two.
Okay.
And then it gets actually shipped, at least for Southwest, I think, to Dallas. And it stays
Oh,
in their
wow.
Dallas headquarters. And then from there,
Okay.
they'll search through if they have it, then they'll ship it out. But yeah, so
Yeah,
who knows where it's at?
I didn't know that either. You have to actually like file with your whoever you flew with. It's like they kind of handle that, so it's not an airport thing. It's the airline.
And it was a painless procedure, but it's still, just it was more waiting, just being patient. But
Yeah.
luckily, 2 days after I submitted the request, I ended up finding them. And again, I don't remember where I found them. It's like, oh, hey, never mind, they're right here. I didn't lose them. That's a plus.
I think everyone said we should have had an air tag on it, and didn't Anthony?
Yeah, he made a mod for the positron to put an air tag
for
in
an air tag. Yeah,
and she got me some air tags for Christmas, so I don't lose.
So the next one, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Let's see. And we'll do one more community question, which we kind of touched on this, but MG Longshot asked, "What are your feelings on the box turtle?" I guess right now, since you haven't really used it much, is kind of the build
I haven't
and everything
used
else.
it much, so yeah, I think it's awesome. I think it was other than printers, it's been my favorite thing to build. It's a very simple build. Instructions are great on it.
Yeah, the instructions are amazing.
There's not a ton of parts to it. I built in Rage Rabbit Carrot Feeder, and there's a lot going on there. That's just like very simple, and I mean, it's great.
The instructions have like a 360 render
where
you can actually move it and
see everything.
It's nice.
Yeah, most like more on all them, they do PDF files for instructions. They did they have on the site, you can go there and it's actually interactive. So yeah, you can grab the model, spin it around, and like this is where the screw goes, and it's very nice.
It's loud. It's very loud.
Yeah, when it rolls
it's
back,
not closed or anything. Yeah, so you hear everything.
The fast wind, it's loud. Yeah,
you show them the poops.
Yeah. So the poops.
It's funny seeing like how bamboo poop looks, and then this. It's like what they just look so funny.
Yeah, there we go.
Here's some of the box turtle poops.
This is what the poops come out as, little pellets.
Looks like little pills.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's
it
just
reminds me
weird
of Dr.
looking
Mario.
So it's better to have it. So this is if you set up what's called kick, and what that does is it goes to the back wherever you want to the bed, and it extrudes this kind of compacted little thing, and then it moves in front of it and then
pushes it off,
bumps it off the bed into your thing, so you can poop a lot, without filling this thing up.
A little more compacted.
Yeah. More compact.
It's like more rabbit pellets.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Turtle.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Oh yeah, turtles.
Yeah, turtles.
Turtles.
That's what someone said. Turtles. That's right. I forgot about that.
We'll end this and we'll let you guys go here. I always do end with some rapid fire questions. After that, I'll give you the stage to kind of tell people where to find both of your things, both your streams and anywhere else that they might be able to find you. But first question I always start off with, what is your favorite filament? And again, I must stress, it does not have to be Polymaker. You lose points, but those points mean nothing.
So for me, I guess is going to be this. This is Polymaker, but I think this is the Luminous Rainbow.
Oh,
but
yes. Yep.
I do really like the titanium anno that West 3D has, but it's got some difficulties printing. As far as looks, though, I don't know. I think I like both of those. Are probably my favorite ones.
Not finished.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then print wise, what is the print that you're most proud of? And that could be a whole entire printer build or just a model that you've printed.
Most proud of. I don't know.
I would say this one once we complete it though. The
yeah,
RC.
The Reaper card is probably
once
going to be
we're done.
I really love how it's coming out, and the way the build is and stuff is solid. I think it's going to be really cool.
Box turtle count.
Yeah, I love the box turtle. I love all the stuff. She's printed a lot of cool stuff. I don't know. Do you have any particular things that your favorite?
No, I like a lot of things.
Yeah.
Your latest print is your favorite, right?
I like this little monkey she printed. He's pretty cool.
Flexi Factory came out with this cute little monkey. It has a tree and bananas and
Flexi
everything, like
Factory's
all the little
models are
actors.
great.
They're awesome.
Yeah. I like the colors that she combined.
And
with
I
it.
really love the Polymaker cappuccino, the Poly Terra cappuccino. The gorgeous
gradient?
color.
Yep.
Yes, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, especially you get the right model with that, and it looks just amazing.
I did a sugar glider. He likes sugar gliders. I'm like, oh, that's
Yeah.
perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see here. Now, out of all the available options for custom or kit printers that are out there in the market right now that you don't currently have, what one, if there was no budget, no nothing, what would you choose to build next if you were given unlimited budget?
Prusa XL.
Black box.
There's some out there. They're
we
black box. There you go.
Either one of those actually, but yeah, I'd say I'd like to do a black box.
Black box. There you go.
It's a challenge. It's a bit of a challenge build. You know, it's not.
And that's a very nice high end build when it's complete. So
yeah, I'd love to have a black box.
Anything that has like
they're too expensive for me.
Even the cell changer, like
Yeah.
tool changers,
Yeah.
anything like that is amazing. You don't have the waste. That's what I love about it.
She's
so
really
I'm like,
wanting to do a stealth
really
changer,
wanting to do a
tool
stealth.
I want a tool changer
stealth
super
changer
bad.
next.
Just number one, especially because like I love multicolor prints, and even with my access with getting filament, I don't like to waste it. But even more so, I'm impatient. Like if I can can print something in 20 hours that normally would take 3 days because of all the the color changes, that's awesome. Like the poop, the less to no poop is even better. But give me a faster multicolor printer. And that XL has been a success for. I know Pete's got one, and he's loving it now. So
it looks
had some
amazing.
issues originally, but let's see. And then with custom printers, still talking about those. Is there any out of the box feature or an expanded feature that you'd like to see or do? So basically, it's just something added, whether it be an accessory or a feature that you'd love to see come to a Voron or expand on something that's out there. Maybe a 6-color box turtle or. Well, I guess actually kind of just talked about it. Probably the tool changer, I guess, would kind of answer that question.
Yeah. I mean, the tool changer is definitely the big one there. But yeah, I mean, as far as the box turtle go, you can do, more than 4.
Build another one and just run them all. Too.
I mean, no, I think someone's actually doing a mod for a 10 set one right now.
That's just one unit with 10 spots.
Yeah, that fits on top of a 350. It's got
awesome.
Basically, that's 4. It would be 5 and then 5 behind it.
Okay.
One box.
I know something that would be cool. You know how bamboos, they pause a lot of times if something's wrong, like I don't know, clog. I don't know.
Detection or filament's not feeding. Yeah, whatever it might be.
These don't. Now we have a filament sensor, so if it runs out of filament, it will. But like they don't.
But you're talking
have
about that AI stuff, the AI detection.
On these would be nice.
Yeah, there is like spaghetti detection stuff that you can do with.
Yeah,
webcam.
but how many times they come out here and I have
a
spaghetti? It didn't stop. It kept going.
Yeah, it's because we don't have cameras on all of them either.
Yeah.
That's
okay. Get them on that.
Hit start, go to bed, and cross your fingers.
Man. Yeah.
Let's see. Then we got the last question here. This is the hardest one, and this is kind of a jab since we're neighbors. Who has better roads, Indiana or Ohio?
He actually works in Ohio a lot, so you can take that one. Indiana sucks.
I'm gonna say they both suck equally.
There you go. Now I originally was going to do a Amish question, like who has more Amish, but I Google searched it and found out Ohio has the largest population of Amish in Holmes County.
Really?
So I'm like, I can't ask that question.
Fun fact: my grandma actually used to haul Amish. Like
There's
she had a huge van and like would take them all over the place.
Yeah.
Yep, Indiana is the one place I've been where you can go to a Walmart and there's posts to tie up your horses.
Yeah. Yep.
Portland and everything else.
Not all of them, but a lot of
it's like more like northeast.
Burn, it's a lot of areas. Yeah, in that area. Yeah.
Yep.
So no.
Pretty cool.
Well, that is all I have for the questions. Like I said, I'll give you the stage for a little bit, 30, 60 seconds, whatever you take is excuse me. Let people know where they can find you and where they can watch you. Again, on both sides. Plug anything that you want, any location you want. Where can we find you?
I will go ahead and put in a link tree. How about that? And I'll just post this in here.
Perfect. Yeah. Yep. You can put it right in chat.
And that's got
everything.
Our YouTube. It's got the Twitch on there. It's got our Facebook. I just fixed the Facebook link for whatever reason. I just found out that it's like I'm not getting any followers on Facebook. Nobody's following Facebook. The link was messed up, so no one could get it. So It's there now.
There you go. Peddlers pin it in
TikTok.
chat. So yeah, so anybody that wants to follow them on one or both, I recommend both because they are both fun to watch. I'm not saying that just because they are my next door neighbor in the States, but no, good people. So is there any other projects that they should look forward to that you plan on? Well, I guess like the RC build is probably your next thing.
RC builds we're getting on right now. We've got a couple other things
Yeah,
we're going to be doing. Some Nerf blasters that we're getting ready to do. And the tool changer should be coming up pretty soon too.
I'm riding him on the tool changer. It's gonna happen.
And the death racers are coming. We got to get those
the death
before
racers.
Nerf.
We have the death racer kit.
So plans for rep wraps this year, or at least one, or both, or two, or three?
Yeah, we go to all of them.
Awesome. Yep, well, then I'll see you at Rocky Mountain. But
it'll be my first my first time there. But he's been before, so I'm excited.
There you go.
I always
you guys
tell
are
people
like
too.
right next door to Murph.
Yeah. I always tell people too, like, stop by the Polymaker booth. If you don't, you're like, why? Why don't you? Like, because you guys always have the coolest things and like the games, and it's so fun. You can win free filament. Like, why don't you go over there?
That's an even bigger plus. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Yeah, we always try to go bigger and better. So Rocky Mountain's going to come up quick. So we'll have to see how we can outdo last year. Because last year was really fun with all the Nerf blasters and the targeting system. And again,
I love
community
the
involved
game.
with that stuff. Yeah, the Pavo, Pavo Paint Chroma. And yeah, that's been a fun one. That's actually, you can't see it, but it's sitting behind me in the box. So but
I need that one at home.
there you go. There's plans to release the files and everything, so we'll get around to that. But I will let you know when we have that. So that's fun. But thank you both for coming on to the show. It's been great. I kind of knew a bit about you, but still, it's nice to learn more details about those that I've met. And I can't wait to see what you guys do this year, and can't wait to see you at the next rep wrap.
Yeah, thanks for having us on.
Yep.
And we'll have to get dinner sometime since we're only like an hour away from each other.
Yeah,
right.
I know for sure.
Plenty of good restaurants over your way I know of, so I'll hit you up. I'm a big
Fort
foodie,
Wayne,
but
definitely hit me up sometime, man, for sure.
Will do.
Awesome.
Well, thank you
All right,
both,
we'll
and
see you
have
later.
a wonderful
Thank
night, and
you.
we'll catch you on the